Okay, so a little short winter update. As you can see, we did get our snowfall here in Rhode Island. We had 2 storms back to back that gave us about a foot. And just out for a little short walk today. Wearing orange because it is hunting season and deer season starts tomorrow. Although I'm in an area that shouldn't be any hunters because this area is closed off to hunting. It's actually part of a campground. I'm going to do a short walk around the lake. Also, I'm going to see if I can try to find a fishing lure that I lost up in a tree. It's my favorite lure. So as you can see, the reservoir has been lowered for the year, and it's completely frozen over. So no more fishing until next spring now. So I don't actually do any ice fishing, and the reason is I've been told that the lakes don't actually freeze over like they used to. And last year was my first year living back up in New England, and down here in southern New England, Rhode Island area, yeah, the lakes really didn't freeze over last year. We had a few that did, but they weren't more than maybe half an inch to an inch thick. So I don't consider that safe enough for me to be out on all day, especially with temperatures going up into 40 degrees sometimes. So I'm going to hike the White Trail around the lake and see if I can find my fishing lure, or maybe some other people's lures while I'm at it. Okay, so this right here used to be the campsite that my dad, myself, and my step family would always take. Nice thing about it, it's a double site, room enough for 2 families. As you can see, the water is right there, so that we had an awesome view of the water while camping. Looks like they changed out the fire pit a little bit. That grill wasn't there before, it was just the fire pit. And then there's another one off in the distance. So a nice big open area to camp right on the lake. Pretty private because the next campsite is not for ways down over that way. Although there's one across the road. But nobody, for whatever reason, ever took that campsite. So the one across the road was right over there. The road runs down through up here. But nobody, for whatever reason, was ever in that campsite, maybe once or twice. So we pretty much had it private to ourselves. Plenty of trees for shade, plenty of room. My dad had his pickup truck that he would park right here with his sliding camper. About where that stone is right there, I would set up my tent, and then my step family would set up their tent over on that side, and we'd have this whole entire area to ourselves. Probably about 6-8 people, including my nephew. So a lot of great times. So let's discuss trekking poles for a minute. Some hikers swear by them. They say they will never hike without them. It helps their back and their legs. Other hikers say that it's a total waste of time. They carry theirs around more. They never use them. They just sit in their pack. Well, to be honest with you, a lot of hikers have suggested to me that I actually start using them, especially with getting older and having back and knee issues. You know, especially with getting older and having back and knee issues, they say trekking poles are going to actually help me out a lot. I was a little bit skeptical, so these right here are pretty much a no-name brand. They're outdoor. I think I paid $12 to $17 for them at Walmart. I wasn't going to spend a lot of money till I was absolutely sure, and actually lost one of my rubber tips already. Thank God it came with more. but it does have the spike end and it does have the snow grip. So over the summer, I carried these with me. They were in my pack most of the time, never really got used. Decided, maybe trekking poles were not for me. Today's pre-winter hike, I decided I was going to go ahead and take at least one with me because I knew the trail was going to be very, very slippery. There's going to be spots that were going to be icy, uneven terrain, and I figured this will help me balance in those areas that I've got to cross. What I found personally is, I think for me, trekking poles during the summertime, may or may not use them, but definitely during the wintertime. Wintertime, I would definitely take my poles with me. They helped me out a great deal, made it easier to walk in the snow. I was able to stick the spike down in the snow and in the ice on areas that were slippery, uneven terrain. They helped me brake going downhill. They helped me climb going uphill. So if you're skeptical about trekking poles and you're not sure you're actually going to use them or not, get the cheap Walmart version. These are not carbon fiber, they're actually aluminum, so they'll hold up a little bit longer than the cheap carbon fiber ones at Walmart. But get yourself a cheap set, try it out, especially in the winter time when you're on hilly terrain or terrain that has a lot of ice and you're going to be slipping around. It really helped me keep my balance, made hiking a lot more enjoyable on this pre-winter snowy hike. So I would definitely suggest it. Now there are different types of trekking poles. Some actually have a snow cup, some actually have a mud cup. This one right here, as you can see, actually has a mud cup. It didn't come with the snow cup, but it worked just fine. And it does have the spike for the ice, although it does have the rubber cup, which I think I lost somewhere, but no big deal. It did come with an extra set. Mine does have the plastic handles. A lot of people don't like plastic handles because they make your hands sweat because they don't breathe. These right here have breather holes in them with some type of material, and it does have the wrist strap. So, like I said, try out a cheap pair. You may find you like them, you may find you don't like them. But for the winter time, for me, totally indispensable. Especially with coming up on my 51st birthday and my back and knees not being what they used to. It made hiking that much more enjoyable.